Ferdinand's Creamery. I'm Justin, and we also have Julia, Justin W., Edward, and Nebu. So the business process that we are looking at for Ferdinand's is they're monitoring their days in inventory. In order to monitor their days in inventory, we will use finish times and shipping times for each individual item in order to calculate a days in inventory. The users that we anticipate are upper level management, and they would want to monitor days in inventory to ensure freshness of their product going out the door and to improve efficiencies. This will help them maintain a quality brand image as well as keep inventory costs down. What we thought that the decision makers would need in this is for our measurement, they'll just have the elapsed time in inventory, and then looking at the dimensions, which is all the different ways that you can view days in inventory. We have a product dimension, which is just the products we have in inventory. Time dimension, which is just accessed by looking at time by shipping time, so you can look at when the days in inventory the specific time is corresponding to. And then we also have a customer dimension so that we can monitor which customers are receiving what products. For the hierarchies in these dimensions, on the product dimension we have the product item, product, and product type. Then we have time, which goes date, month, quarter, and year. And then for customer we have order, customer, and region. In order for this to work, we need to make sure that we have all the data in the database. For this to happen, when workers finish production, they need to scan items as they're placed into inventory, and they also need to scan the items again when the items are shipped out of the facility.
Okay, now we're going to access the queue. The way to do that, we're going to go from the start menu, go to programs, go to the SQL Server 2008 1.2, go to the Business Intelligence Development Studio. When the start page opens up, go to File, and then Open Analysis Service Database. Here, we type in our server name, which is right here, and then the database, which is KJ31 Group 1. Click OK, and everything will show up to the right under Solution Explorer, and we can access the queue by right-clicking the queue KJ31 and click Open. And now we see the data source view, the Snowflake schema. And then we go all the way to the right to the browser. And here we're able to look at our dimensions and measures to the left, drop everything into the field to be able to analyze our data.
This is Julia, and I'm going to be taking you into browsing the queue. So first of all, our main measure that we wanted to record and be able to view is the days in inventory. So as you can see, you're going to drag that measure out onto this nice little field. And you can also do it by units to kind of see how many of each product are going in and out, and when they're going in and out and such things like that. But right now, we're just going to stick with the days in inventory. So first of all, what you're going to do is we have, as you see, our three main dimensions, which is going to be dim item, dim order, and dim time. So if we open up the item dimension, we have item name, product type, and the hierarchy. And so as we continue on down, in dim order we have customer name, order ID, region, and also the hierarchy, so you can browse that way. And then last is time. So the time that we did for the day is when it is actually getting shipped out of the factory to the customer. And then we also have month, quarter, year, and also the hierarchy to browse through it. So it's always nice to be able to browse through it by the years. So we'll start with that. And then we'll do product name, so we keep it kind of friendly so people can see what's moving in and out. We'll make a little more room so we can see what's going on. So first of all, if we want to see what's going on in 2011 or 2012, and if there was more data entered in, there would be clearly more years. So as you can see, we can break it down into quarter, and from quarter we can break it down into the different months and the time, so on and so forth. And then as you can see, here's going to be our data. So if we want to look at strawberry ice cream for 2011, quarter one, month, second month of the year, whatever we want, we can see how it's broken down. Or we can go ahead and go back, do 2012, such things like that. So as you can see, if we don't want the hierarchy, you can just have it broken down by each one of these individual sectors here. And also we can do it by name, order ID, region. So if we're wanting to know what's being shipped in, say, region 1, region 2, region 3, which would be the Western Washington, Eastern Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, that is also possible. And another thing that we have added on here is we created a KPI. So going through our KPI, it's going to allow you to see the days in inventory, and based off of the days in inventory, it's going to tell you on this little status bar whether it's very good, good, bad, or very bad. And it's going to be very good if it's under 10 days, and it's going to be good if it is under 20, so on and so forth. So you decide, I want to pick a dimension, so we'll say time. And we're going to say a specific date. So then we're going to filter it by what date we want to do. So we'll just say this date right here. And then it'll say that it's been 32 days in inventory, and that is bad. So that shows in the red. So then we try another one. We get 38, also bad. Let's see if we can find a good product. 55. Maybe not. Maybe this is just all these inefficiencies are going to be fixed up due to our system. There we go. And it switches to very good. And that is about what we have in our browser and our KPI.
Hello, this is Justin Wheeler. Today I will show you how to view the data through our report that we created. First, we enter in the URL as seen from up here to get to this web page. Next, we'll go to KJ31 folder, click on it. You'll be given two options. You want to choose group 1, KJ31. After that, you'll have a list of several different choices to view. The two that we'll be focusing on are chart and report. First, we'll look at chart. What this does is give us a pie graph of the different products by the days in inventory by products. Here we have a list of the colors representing each product name. The pie chart itself gives the representation of how long they've been in days in inventory, and overall just give the user a more visual representation of key aspects of the business that they want to focus on. Then we'll go back to KJ31 Group 1, and this time, instead of going to chart, we'll go to report. What report does is basically give a representation of similar to the cube, except this time it's more static. We can't really change things around, but it does give us a visual of the drill downs through the different hierarchies. First, as you can see here, I clicked on product type ID. We have two types, cheese and ice cream. From there, we click on product ID. We have several different types within cheese. We have Cougar Gold, Crimson Fire, Dill Cougar, Smoke Cougar, and Viking. If we click down into that, it then goes into the item type ID or item ID or item name. And then for further into that, we go into the quarters. These are basically the times. We have quarter of shipping, month of shipping, and item shipping time. And then lastly, we have the measurement, which is the days in inventory. So we go into quarter 3 of 2011, and what we are given is during that time in quarter 3 of 2011 into month of August, and then it goes into the day itself, specific time, and then breaks down into the days in inventory for each. Then to give a different representation of, or similar to what ice cream is showing, we can go similarly with chocolate ice cream, gallon of ice cream, quarter 4 of 2011, month of November, and then the same thing with the days. And then you can, since this is report for 2011, we can switch to the 2012 report by just clicking on next page, and it will take you to that report. And as you can see, really only one type of product has been sold during the year of 2012, and similar as I showed you before, drill down into the different